Genderbender, secret Genderbender anime. So hello, good morning. Time for episode 2 of Monster Development Academy, No, so Monster Development, right? And they're making a sexy wolf girl as a boy, right? So I'm into her. Yeah, I was better. No, but the thing is that right, they already have 2 Genderbender animes on Tuesday, right? One that was incredibly disappointing, and the other one that was really fun. And I do hope that the one that was failure, of course, maybe it's gonna be better next episode because she's changed gender basically the last minute, right? But then this is like the secret Genderbender anime, right? Yeah, the wolf girl here, right? Actually, it's a wolf boy. She said herself, "Why haven't you made my brain female though? Like you built my body, and you could have built my brain as a woman. We couldn't afford that, like, budget reasons." So this anime has some interesting jokes, right? It's we saw like the super evil guy actually being a good manager and so on. So yeah, I don't know. Like I'm watching. Yeah, the Genderbender, of course, puts me the most in. I don't love Genderbender wolf girls, but it has some weird, like, you know, business kind of industry joke kind of things. That's like interesting. So yeah, Cannon Development. Let's watch episode 2. So 3, 2, 1, and go. And also otherwise, every other anime is of course marrying best girl. I mean, obviously Dress Up Darling, but except Dress Up Darling, right? I felt here on Saturdays that every other anime is pretty crap. Disappointing season, I think, for most days. Certainly there are some new good animes, but honestly I feel that there have been a lot of very mid animes on many days that I almost feel like. But it was because of my cough, right? But otherwise I've already done other videos, so you know, except for that, guys. No, but I was in the other videos, you know, like more unboxing, talking about some other stuff, and etc. etc. But yeah, because I got you know Omicron last week, so I was like getting a little bit, took a little half break there, but. Yeah, I foresee this season as being me doing other stuff most than anime and manga and so on, because yeah, so few good animes. But anyway, I mean nothing has happened yet so far. I guess talk about Pantsu. She's like, "Do you want red or black? Do you have red or black on you?" She's like, "Ah, it's about Pantsu or it's a bomb." No, yeah, she's like, "Oh no, he's gonna have to make me cut a bomb here." Time bomb? No, it's like gift. Yeah, it's his bento. He's like a good manager, you know. He's a good manager! Come on, girl, it doesn't mean a time bomb. He's like, "Do you want the red or the black bento, right?" He's just a good manager. He's like, what food do you want? Yeah, she's like, "I want to explode me." But I like the Vegeta chicken. That's what I read. Yeah, the chicken, right? The Super Saiyan, or I guess most freezes order, but yeah, you know, the scouter guy with but he just has like radish / Vegeta hairstyle, so he does have a Super Saiyan hairstyle. Super Saiyan 3 then, yeah. So, what is that, like Super Saiyan chicken? Yeah, like, I want to see this guy. There she is. Oppai's wolf. Oppai's on a dude, yeah. And then Hydra, that looks ridiculous. Apparently it's even voice actors, depending on what it is. It's like 4 different voices or something. It's weird, man. But Hydra looks so weird because she has one normal face, right? Like cute girl face. And then 4, like, you know, Hydra snake heads. Like, would they all be 5 girl heads instead? Yeah. Or, you know, 5 snakeheads. And also they're not the same size for being Hydra. Yeah, the other heads are way tinier. And of course the... what is it called? I don't know. The Power Ranger guy is in love with her, of course. Yeah, he's like in love with his... because he sells her cookies or something. I don't know. Something like that. But I want to see the chicken guy, come on. Look at him, the chicken with the scouter. And then of course the demon lord, the manager demon lord, she's like a tiny little girl, of course. Yeah, it's a tiny little girl. It's like, "I want more boobs on the demons." Yeah, "I want booby ladies with big boobies." They're like, but feminine, please. But okay, so that's kind of funny because now it's like some weird, you know, like business trip, right? Yeah, everyone has to go on like a business trip together. Like it's a very weird anime. You think it's gonna be, you know, all oppai jokes and all this stuff, and is that Hydra, maybe? Maybe it's Hydra before they give her extra foreheads. Looks like Hydra. Yeah, but this is weird. Now it's a kind of awkward business trip, right? I'm here for the Genderbender oppai wolf girl, but it actually is like a weird business anime. Yeah, it's actually a very strange anime, certainly. Yeah, it's like, okay, now it's like advance payment here for salary. Oh yeah, insurance. She's like, "You're gonna die on this trip. You better please sign your name here." So this feels like an affidavit. Yeah, "We might die on this trip, so can I please have your name and then you get your bonus?" Yeah, it's like, please sign this paperwork. and you get an extra $1,000, right? Yeah, it's like. And she's like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. I'm not trying to like make you turn into a monster girl or something. This is just. Please sign your name here. Oh, okay, the wrong name. Mizumoto. That's the sleeping bag thing, yeah. Now she's just a serious, serious business lady, yeah. Goes in this, yeah, you took the money, didn't you? It's like, you... Okay, so she's probably turned into Hydra, yeah. She signed the paperwork, right? But like she sits there with the... Yeah, what's it called? Like the... neck pillow thing, yeah. Like a very serious business lady. Yeah, I'm curious about this trip, man. I thought you gave me a bomb, sir. It's like, why would you give her a bomb, though? It's a good question, but I'm your manager. I want to kill you. I'm trying to kill all the humans. Oh, that's right. They're on the same team, yeah. It's like, why are you trying to kill you, though? Like, we're on the same development team, yeah. Like... And of course, the professor is like weird, though. He's like, I can't stand it anymore. The Shinkansen, oh, it gives me a headache or something. It's something stupid. Like, he's like, I don't want to go on a trip because it's gonna be something stupid. He doesn't want to go on a trip because it gives him like car sickness or something. Yeah, there we go. I ate a bad mackerel. There we go. Well, Professor told me that he had like food poisoning. He ate like old, rotten fish. They're like, yeah. Like, that is so weird. Like, we try to conquer the planet, with our monster girls, and then the guy gets like a food poisoning because, I ate like a 3 weeks old mackerel. You're like, I guess that's why I couldn't conquer the planet, I guess food poisoning, yeah. It's like very weird anime. Very weird. One nice obento, very nice. Yes, a very nice obento here. He just works there with your piece. I like him, he's a super serious business guy. I have to work on gonna effectivize my traveling, yeah. It's like a laptop, up on a Shinkansen, he's like, gonna work, he's the hardcore working guy, yeah. She's feeling, of course, useless because should I also work on the trip? If I sleep, yeah. It's like, that's getting all guilty. It's like, should I also, like, get my laptop up and do some shit? Yeah, I know she's getting, it's weird and awkward for her to be next to him. He's obviously, super absolute staff guy. He's like the hardcore worker, right? He's the... of course, he has like 4 different brains. You can like, one brain can sleep, one brain can work. Of course. He's just a badass super demon guy. He can like, one of his brains can do work, the other one is resting or so on. My stamina has recovered. Like, what? You are working all the time? But according into some stupid like mobile game, that's what it's meaning. Finally, my stamina has recovered, and it means the mobile game. I love it. He's like, yeah, my mobile. I can finally play my idle game. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Oh yeah, he's like, okay, he helps. Yeah, I have to write the report to the game developers. Yeah, he's that kind of player. He's like a super serious. He's a VIP member, they call him when I worked in one game company. VIP player. There we go. He's like, I need to fix these bugs here. Yeah, of course, Of course they make their own game, right? Yeah, the company, right? Of course they do. Baby silk touch. He's just so serious with the manager. He also tests all the baby stuff and so on. He's like, oh, we make baby food. I gotta eat that shit, yeah. Okay, all the monsters, I guess. There's another training, I guess, the different monsters. I guess so. Yeah, and it's like a weird voice. No, kind of fighting the heroes and get injured. Poor monster guys. Yeah, they got injured, they fight those stupid heroes. Well, Professor seems to be really bad at his job though. She's like, I'm surprised I managed to do the Professor's job. It's like, but the Professor seems to be really terrible at his job though. He doesn't seem very impressive to be better than the professor, but he's like a terrible person, right? Yeah, it's a bit. It's like I'm impressive, better than the professor. Like you're better than the professor, because he's. Ooh, we got share a bedroom, of course. Yeah. They were staying in one room with the two boys, right? Yeah, of course, because you're like, you know, serious business guys. He don't want to waste money. He don't want to waste money, right? She gets a weird yaoi. Why is she getting a weird yaoi fantasy? She's like, oh, my two bosses together. Oh yeah, they're probably smashing. Like, why is she getting like a yaoi fantasy? She's like, oh yeah, they're definitely doing it. Like, what? He's just sharing a bedroom because it's effective. Yeah, but now he's like, this is more. Yeah, it will be, you know, bad for staff morale, right? I can't share a bedroom with my female, employee. He's like, no, that's embarrassing, yeah. Exactly. No, he's like, no, you take the room here. You know, I'm a proper business guy. Exactly, I'm not some shameful business guy. Like, you are the woman, you take the bedroom, and like, we are a great evil organization here. We follow the rule, or I guess. But it's interesting. He's like an evil, you know, demon lord. It's like, no, we're evil, but we are like lawful evil, I guess. It's very like, we are following the rules, though. This is how we do it in business. Yeah, we're evil business organization. We gotta follow business rules, I guess. Sounds like he's drunk now. Maybe he's really drunk. He's probably sleeping in the alley today. He's probably like sleeping outside or something. He's like, I couldn't find anything, so. You curious? He's probably like sleeping on the ground outside, probably. He probably couldn't get anything right, and he's probably sleeping like in the some dark alley. He's like a demon lord guy though. He's like a super demon manager, so I don't really see it's a problem for him sleeping outside. But yeah, of course he took like a super cheap. Okay, like a super cheap hotel, I guess. Yeah, exactly. It's more economic though, you know. It's cheaper. Yeah. He takes someone out there to share like a bedroom with 10 people. I have lived at that for a bit. For a short while, yeah. My coworker, when I worked at Blizzard, he lived at that for like half a year. Something. Yeah, I mean, it's like you rent like a bed with like 10 other beds. She's a crime, of course. Oh yeah, there we go, Thunderbird. But I think he looks way more badass there. He's a wolf. Then genderbender girl gets her access card. She probably hates them, right? I think so, hopefully. Because, yeah, they gave her an ass and boobs, you know? They gave her boobies. Yeah, she's probably pissed off, right? They were like, why did you give me boobs for? Yeah. Yeah, you're a guy after all, so. Originally! It used to be a boy after all, and I'm so confused here. I don't know what bathroom to use! I'm still a man, I'm a man in a woman's body. Should I use the female bathroom? Yeah, it's like. You know, she's like, my oppas are too big, my oppas are massive. Please make me a man again. We understand. So you also have to be a research bitch too, yeah. So like we need you could be our slave in the research development. Yeah, she's also forced them to be working with them. Yeah, it's like, we don't have any budget, so you can work with us. Okay, like a super old machine. And she's like, what's her job then? She sits there and the flower trees like a beer, okay? What is this thing? These little tiny volcanoes. That's my first time on Kohai! Kohai-chan! Yeah, I will show you kind. And then we grab your oppais, yeah, okay. Yeah, and that's if we grab my oppais. Weird, perverted senpai. Yeah, like, I'm a warrior lady, right? Man, kinda, like. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a high school boy. That's right, we gave you the brain of a high school boy. Stuck in a huge wolf oppai lady. Yeah, with the female oppai is not a, but yeah, it's like. Yeah, but it's a good point though. It's like, what can she do really in development? It's just like, yeah, teenage boy stuck in a grown woman's body. It's like, what can she do? He do? Kinda. Like, cute, I guess, and sexy. It's gonna be Thunderbird now, right? The huge, yes, he looks badass in the sketch, right? He looks like really badass, like, oh yeah, Thunderbird, electro cannon, scouting gear, badass, like freaking Dragon Ball character. Yeah, Cannon Thunderbird, Kakui. It's gonna be a really fat, fat chocobo guy instead. Yeah, man's romance is like gonna be. Yeah, so he likes it. And we can't afford his muscles, so give him fat instead. Fat is cheaper, maybe. Oh, yeah, he did something wrong, of course. He forgot to order the these or whatever. He was to order. Okay. They have a feel it's gonna fail now, yeah. Here we go, right. Yeah, we need to have he's a cyborg, so we need all the departments to help out with this thing. No, this requires everything, yeah. So now it's like a business issue here. That everyone's gonna work on Thunderbird, and yeah, they're gonna say who's controlling it, and it's obviously gonna fail, and it's gonna be a fatso instead of the muscular or whatever. That explains why he's so fat, right? Instead of being a instead of being a Hulk, he's gonna be a fat, like a round bird guy. Okay, so he hates it. He's like, oh no! It's so many unnecessary weaponry. He doesn't need to have that many cannons. Thunderbird cannon guy. Yeah, it costs too much money. Yeah, one cannon's good enough. It's kind of like a gun or something. Yeah, so he refuses to give him all these badass cannons. Oh, he doesn't want to do that. I don't know. This is too expensive. But we need weaponry and like. No, he's ugly. He's too muscular. No, he needs to be prettier. Yeah, oh my god. They're like, no. Yeah, you're lacking. We need some touch to it. So he's gonna make him fat, probably. Right? He's gonna be making fat. That he's made him like really red instead though. I will design your clothes next time, girl. Perfect. I will design your clothing. You have boring lab coat. I'm gonna make you sexy. Yeah, it's like what? But he's supposed to be dangerous. He's like Kanye. He's supposed to be dangerous. He's a monster that kills people. No. It could be a major accident with this guy. I'm gonna make him safer. It's like, what? I wonder what she does Wolfco. I don't know. She just calls people looks cute. So they does something else. Oh, here goes the factory guy. No, it's gonna cost too much money, right? Oh, idiots. It needs to be more practical. Well, I guess she's like paper pushing. Yeah, she's just carrying around paperwork, I guess, Wolf. You know, she's gonna be like, I wanted bigger oppais. Yeah, fluffy. Exactly. She's like, I love it, but make it sexier and like, you know, make it more girly and so on. Yeah, she's always gonna be make it cuter, right? Yeah, she's always gonna be make it more feminine and cuter. That's like her thing, always like. But this is exactly how it is in reality. Yeah, this is unfortunately how this works in reality. This anime is strange because most of this joke about evil, you know, bad IT development. And Wolf is like, oh my god. It's totally different, it ruined everything, yeah. Authentic development experience is what that means. This anime is authentic development experience. It's exactly my last IT job I had last year, yeah, the 7 months I worked. It's until it's changed department, but I changed, it's called gig or whatever, consulting, yeah. I changed this week. I can explain it afterwards, after to see Thunderbird failing. But this is seriously an authentic experience of shitty development, yeah. Holy shit. This is exactly how development is. Yeah, the cute monster girl. Well, it's a female's body though, so... It didn't go as planned, I'm supposed to have a pee-pee! It feels weird to have boobs, okay? I'm a high school boy sucking a female wolf's body, yeah, it's kinda weird. He's like, yeah, this always happens, you know, with see, these old men gets it. He's like, sorry, but this is how it always is, because they used to do crap all the time, you know. This is exactly how it always is. He's like, this is real-time development. I have a great story for you guys later after this, so seriously. I have a very good, things that happened to me on my last project, very, very recently. I can't tell you details, but I'll tell you the general, you're gonna laugh seriously, it's so good. It's one of the worst I've heard in my life. Now it's like, you're so sexy. Oh yeah, wolf girl. I'm a man, yeah. It's like damn perv, yeah. It's like damn hentai. I'm a guy, you know. Nice. He's like, ho, you sexy wolf girl. Yeah. She's like, yeah, sure, oppais, yeah, ooh. And she's like, I guess I have really big tits. He's a high school boy, right? What don't you need a bra for? I'm a high school boy, yeah. Stop looking at my oppais, yeah. And I don't even own a bra, yeah, I was like... But yeah, she's like a 15-year-old high school boy in her mentality, right? Here he comes, the ugliest piece of shit ever. Yeah, hey! Woo! We did it! Yeah, we got the fat bird guy. He's a super ugly fat bird guy, yeah. Woo! Yeah, Senpai Wolf! Yeah, Senpai Wolf-chan, you're very sexy. Like, shut up, I'm a woman! Yeah, I mean... Yeah, but she actually likes it, yeah, okay, he likes me, the new kawaii. Everyone's very happy. Mina, everyone is happy, yeah. He's like... Yeah, he's a cyborg bird guy. I love this thing with the bandana. Gamba right here. Yeah, everyone had to work together to create a super fat, ugly bird guy. That was amazing. And now they're eating KFC too. Beautiful, yeah. Bird food, of course. Yeah. No bird eats all the bird though, so I mean, it's not that strange actually. I mean, he's not a chicken, right? He's like something else, I guess. Well, I guess they're gonna team up, I guess, Thunderbird, Cannon, and the Wolf Girl to fight, yeah. Yeah, very authentic experience. So jumping into the ending. Okay, there's something else at the ending here. I'm jumping the ending, whatever, the ending's that good. I'm jumping the ending. Let's go to the after ending credits. It's like a live action shit, what's happening? What? Yeah, it's like live, you know. It's the toys, you know, for Power Rangers and so on, yeah. Cannon-chan! Yeah, of course, Kenshin wins easily, yeah, he's like whatever, it's like a fat bird. Yeah, stupid evil human, stupid hero. He's a fat evil bird guy, defeated him. He's like, you should have made a better monster. I like how he's like, dissing them. He's like, why did you give him more weapons for? Yeah, I love it. He's like, why is he so fat so? Yeah, it's like... Exactly. But I love how he's like, I love the hero is like, hey, why are you angry at me for? He's a big fat bird. He can't fight me. He's like immediately like, yeah, of course I'm gonna win. Like you made, yeah, you don't tell me that I'm the bad guy here. That was a great scene, yeah. But it's like, yeah, here you go. He's like, this is a great scene. He's like, why didn't you give it more weapons for? Yeah, he's like, is this a fatso? He's a really fat bird with like one gun or something. Get the shit against me. He's like pathetic. He can't fight me. Yeah, because Wolves get pissed off like, wait a minute. What happened here? We were designing... Yeah. Like this scene. Final product that is a really ugly fat bird, you know. And it's supposed to be like a muscular bird with like all these extra guns and rocket launchers and laser beams and shit, right? And so he's like a fatso, yeah. Like, but I love how the hero is like, but you made a super ugly fat bird guy. Like, I can't lose to this thing, right? And of course we see, I love this thing here, yeah, the authentic development experience, certainly. And then we see, you know, like the original design here. Yeah, the original design is like badass bird with, you know, several like metal wings, a big ass sword, rocket launcher on his shoulder. Yeah, he was very different. Oh god damn it, triggering my mental blocks here. But honestly though, funny episode. Not the most innovative I've seen in older animes too, right? But yeah, this is how development is, right? You have your plan, and then you have your shitty development that happens, right? So I can't talk about detail here, of course, right? I don't want to get fired or whatever. But I had this on work, for example. This is really stupid. So this is a true story, okay? True story. I have to make it quick here. That's the details. And I was going to ask, but anyway, so I work with IT development, right? And last year for Christmas, we had a new person coming in the project, a woman, and she's whatever. She's a noob, okay, incompetence, okay. I'm just gonna say it, whatever. But she's incompetence, new hire, doesn't know stuff, and you wonder why she's pretty high up, right? Like she's whatever. But anyway, she asked me to have the latest design specification, the latest blueprint, basically, right, of the actual what they're developing, right? And I'm just like, okay, sure, here they are, right? So I go to the system, right, and I send her here's the link to all the latest system, right, and the latest documents and visual documents, then, right? How she looks and so on. And she's like, no, I don't want the link. Send me the actual image of it. And I'm like, image of it? So this is also I start first. I was like, what image? Here's the link, right, to the documentation, the design specs, the visual, the graphics, all stuff, right? She's like, no, I want the images, like in like a JPG or something. And I'm like, here's the link to everything. You just go through it, it's a document. You go through all the documents. There are. But nope. So she wanted instead me to print screen them. I wasn't even joking. I was like, what is it? 1990s? I was like, what? But anyway, so I print screen the 3 biggest important things now. Send it to her, right? And she's like, this is what I saw in reality. So this is a true story, guys. So this woman is telling me that she's like, but these drawings here, that this drawing here, is what I saw in reality, because she has been at, she saw the test environment, right? And I was like, yeah, because the test environment is showing you how it looks currently, and my design specs and the blueprints are of course showing you how it's gonna be, right? You asked me for the final, draft, right? This is the final draft, like you saw in reality what the currently is building. And she's like, no, but I want it to be the same thing and so on. So it was crazy. So basically imagining, right, that let's say I am an architect, right? Software in reality though, but let's say I'm an architect house, right? Imagine basically that we're building a 10-floor, a 10 sizes house, or 10-floor house, whatever that, yeah, what do you call it? 10-floor house, right? And I have the blueprint, right? The whole drawing and everything of like a 10-floor house, right? And here comes this new person, is like, okay, I want to see the final drawing. I was like, here's a 10-floor house. And she's like, what is 10 floors? I was like, yeah, we're building a 10-floor house. And she's like, no, I want to see with 5 floors. And I'm like, but we're building a 10-floor house. And then her answer is literally like, no, but I was at the test, at the site, right, we were building it. This other woman showed me around, right, at the building site, and it was only 5 floors. So this drawing should only have 5 floors, right? You know what I mean? That's literally she keeps telling me, and I have a meeting with her twice about this thing with this woman, and I'm like, but what you saw in reality, right? You went to the build site, you saw in reality. That is currently where we are in reality, right? Currently we're at 5 floors, but the goal is to get to 10 floors, right? She's like, yeah, that has to be wrong. So she literally keeps telling me, like, you have to redo the blueprint, so on, so they're fitting reality. And I'm like, but the developers, the contract, everything, they're building, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're trying to build the 6th floor right now. So I can't just remove all the drawings, right? All the documentation of the floors and everything like that, right? Like, yeah, then it's gonna be like, what are they gonna follow then, right? She's like, no, but the blueprint should be the same as reality, right? It's pointless. And I'm like, no, no. Yeah, when it's finished, Currently we're aiming to get to the 10th floor, right? We're trying to build up to that. And then we get there, we're gonna have the same, blueprint as in reality, right? She's like, no, it should be the same, it's up to date, you don't do your job. And I was like, holy shit, right? So this is an actual true story. It happened just a few weeks ago. And it actually took over 3 weeks because she kept asking me to do this, mailing me, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna change the blueprints to go worse. And so for that matter, right, of course, what she asked for at the 5th floor drawing, and they were right, 1 to 5, it also exists, right? Because the documentation, of course, is showing you 1 to 10. So I was like, well, here's 1 to 5 then. You happy now? Like, here's the 1 to 5. She's like, yeah, I guess that's what I want, but you also have the 6 to 10 over there. I'm like, yeah, because they're working on burn them, basically. She's like, I remove those things. I'm like, no, they're building 6 right now and then 7 next week, so we're gonna remove these things. And she's like, nah, but I mean, it should be the same in reality. So he kept going at this, right? I'm like, he's a shit, right? And then some idiot Scrum Master got involved and kept telling me that you have to, follow update them. And I'm like, what update them? They're already updated. It's the reality that hasn't got there yet, right? To the blueprints. But yeah, this is of course a much longer story. But it's a true story, honestly. It's a true story. It's like an actual story how development can look, right? Like you can have a person they keep asking you to like, oh, give me the updated blueprints or whatever. You're like, yeah, I have. Like, you have the real blueprints. Like, you have them. And also in that sense, though, right, in this storyline here, this person, literally, I send them all the paperwork, like, here's like freaking 150 pages, right, for everything. Right? Here's all the documentation, all the design specs, everything, and all the drawings, all of it, right? All the text, the motivation, the reasoning, right? Everything, right? I send them all that, and of course it's like, it's ordered. It's not like a huge pile of text, right? It's ordered in different chapters and all that stuff, right? Like an actual documentation, right? And she's like, no, you send me like the print screens of what I want. And I'm just like, what? You just press that button. Because the thing is that there's one thing if you did it like 10, maybe 20 years ago, but today, right? If I send you like a huge documentation of this, you get like a table of content, right? And you can press that. Okay, floor 5, bam, and the Amstel shows you the print of floor 5, right? You know what I mean? So it's like, but it's an interactive documentation, right? A modern documentation done in Word or whatever, or Google or whatever, right? Today it's very interactive. So you can just press what you want to go and so on. Like, so, only thing I did was like, okay, fine, I pressed 10, print screen 10 and send it to you. Yeah, like, it's just so pointless, right? Like, can you at least use modern development, can you? Yeah, so that's so weird too, people, honestly. I really wish I could explain this thing, of course, in how to say it, right? In reality, I wish I could explain all the details, right? All the dirty details. But it's a true story, and it just shows you exactly how crazy it can be, right? Because it's like, yeah, it's just like, it doesn't make any sense, like, honestly, right? It doesn't make any sense. But it is exactly how it is. I mean, I wish I was joking, right? But it's exactly how it is. You have those kind of developments, and then you sit there and you wonder, like, but how the hell, how did we get here? Right? Like, how did we, how did we, and you wonder, like, how did we get here? But that kind of stuff honestly happens when someone is like, please send me the blueprints of the 5th floor. Like, but we're building and I'm like, we're building a 10-floor building, right? We're building it's 10 floors. So why do you want a 5th floor painting or drawing, whatever? Like, we're building again, right? We're building 5 more floors, right? Double the amount. But honestly, that doesn't happening. So this anime is kind of funny because, yeah, joking. I mean, the episode jokes about really crappy development, right? And I definitely see it many times where it's like, oh, but why are you in charge of this thing? Yeah, like, her question's pretty good. Like, why are you being in charge? This is a monster you're developing. Like, why would you be in charge, like the technology firm or whatever? No, but it's a cyborg, yeah. But like, we know how to build monsters. You know how to build weaponry and tech, right? You just follow our ideas. And they're like, no, we're gonna do what you want. Yeah, I was like, ugh. Then he goes to that artist guy. He's like, no, the monster has to be cuter and more oppais and kawaii and so on. She's like, no, I wanted to be badass, intimidating. No, I'll make it sexier. It's like, oh, but what? And then of course the big boss comes and she's like, I want it to be feminine with boobies. It's like, oh, okay, fine, okay, get some boobs too then, right? Like he's like a wolf, yeah, like a wolf, right? Yeah, like, oh, make it more feminine and cuter and give it bigger, fluffy arms and boobs and so on. Like, what? And then maybe the best girl was the one who was like, no, but this thing here, this rocket launcher, it could explode, right? It could be, issues with that. Yeah, it could be. She's like, yeah, but it's like a monster fighting heroes. It needs to have weaponry. No, but this could easily, backfire and go wrong and kill it. She's like, yeah, I know, but that's the point of it because it has to have the firepower to win. And she's like, no, remove all this extra weapon shit. It might malfunction, right? And then, of course, they end up with a monster with no weapons. Yeah, it's too unsafe, right? The quality assurance girl is like, no, we need to remove all the weapons so it's safe for to it, It's kind of like not feeling its purpose. But I see the exact same thing in reality, right? Honestly, but just not developing monsters, right? Of course, but like, I see the same thing too. Where you're like, oh, we should probably not do this thing. Like, well, but it needs to have this thing. What is the point, right? You're like, no, this thing. So, like, one thing I worked on recently, like last year, sorry, was a thing that is like, how to say it? It's like digitalizing an old analog system that has been used for 20 years and it has to be modernized, right, to be all effective and so on. And a lot of issues with that project is that I and a few others, right, from the development side, from like and I'm the lead designer, right, and I'm like, oh, this thing should like. So basically, I'm coming in right to the meeting with these other people, right, and I'm like, okay, we should do this thing, right, because then it's effectivized, then it's atomized, right, then we can do this thing, and that's gonna save the user like 3 hours per week or something. That's gonna make it more effective, right? But because they're so old-fashioned, done for 20 years, right, the same shit, right? There's like, no, but like the manual thing, who should do the manual thing? Like, no one. The AI can do that. And I'm just like, the AI can do that. You don't have to have someone do it manually. And they can't grasp that. They're like, but who should do this manually? Who should do the actual work? I'm like, the code. The AI is doing the code. The whole point is that the AI is going to do it for us. You don't have to do it, every day, right? So you can save like 3 hours per day, or at least per week, but at worst per day. And there's like, but what do we do then? I like, you do other stuff. You do the other effective stuff. That's the whole idea, like recording this stuff, writing an AI, and then you can do other stuff at work, right? And they're like, but what do we do then? Like, this kind of like, honestly. So I heard it from a lot of people though with similar experience that basically the project I worked on last year is like literally some of the stuff is not being done in an effective proper way because the people that are running the business, right, don't want it to change even though they're paying it to change. Like, and it's just like it sounds, doesn't make any sense because the issue is that they kind of like okay, they're hiring me and people, right, to come there and effectivize, write this AI, right, and design the system and make it better, right. But then they realize that, but if we actually do this thing, what are we gonna do, right? You know what I mean? They realize, wait a second, my job is kind of pointless then, or not pointless, but like I'm gonna have way less hours per day because like it's gonna be so effectivized that I can't do shit anymore. The AI is gonna remove all the manual labor, so then we don't need all this manual labor anymore. Like even my own job is gonna be kind of weird. So they're kind of realizing that by actually getting what they want, right? They ordered X thing, and if they get X thing, they're actually basically making themselves obsolete, right? At least to some extent, and to some percentages. But actually, some of their employees definitely gets obsoleted by that. And that also makes another thing too, because I heard this from some of my coworkers, my boss talked about it, and she worked in a similar situation like 10 years ago, and like you work with people, and those people have realized that they don't want to help you working with you because they realize that if you do what you're supposed to do, their job is pointless. Like that is the situation I've been last year, honestly. That's also really weird. So they're actually working against you because they know that if you succeed, right, their job is now pointless because obviously you're like AI improving it, right? So you don't need a job anymore, you know what I mean? Like honestly, right? So yeah, that's kind of weird too when you sit there with people, because I have that issue a lot. Some of the people I've been working with last year were literally trying to sabotage the project, right? Because they're like, I don't want this project to succeed because then I am gonna not get fired, but they're afraid that they're gonna get fired eventually, right? Because their job is gonna be basically it's like monitor what's happening, right? And then eventually, when the owners can see that this thing is working properly, right, they're gonna you don't need them anymore. But yeah, also like, even now, but I'm just like, I don't care, man. That's the reason why though. Their jobs are not good enough, right? Because the jobs are too easy to code, right? But that honestly, I said my last point here. I always have people listening, the younger audience and so on. I also people, don't get a job where your job can be AI automated. That's just a stupid thing to do in these years, right? For the last 20 years, getting a job, especially if you educate yourself to that, don't get a job, right, where someone like me can write an AI code and then make your job pointless, right? You know what I mean? And that's gonna happen, right? So you can have a job that AI will take over one day, but don't go to school, don't educate yourself, don't go through don't get like a bachelor degree in a subject that you're, in like 10 years from now or 20 years from now is going to be pointless because, yeah. So basically the issue that these people have, without saying details here, their job is too manual, it's too much like, it's like an exchange thing. You think about like a stock exchange thing a little bit, so it's too much that, and also of course too much math. But there's a big point here, it's easy math. They do a lot of math in their job, but the math they do is very, very banal. It's very simple, right? So it's a lot of math, but it's that kind of plus minus math that do a lot quickly, right? But still very simple math. Obviously, the AI and the computer can do that way easier, kind of like a stock exchange AI, right? Can do it way easier. So they're like engineering math skills is completely pointless in the future. Like, not pointless right now, but let's say 10 years from now, that's gonna be completely pointless because obviously the AI can do it very easily. Even today, really, the AI can replace that completely. So yeah, that's tip I have here for people in development, wherever you're studying, whatever. Right? Don't study. That is such a stupid thing. Don't study subjects that is obviously gonna be replaced by computers in the future. Like, it's completely pointless. It's much better studying something that either you study STEM, right, like computer science, so you can be the one actually developing the eyes or whatever, right, in similar subject. That's much better. Or you study it further in, right? So you can simply be a mathematician, right? You know what I mean? You can study math, right, and work with math, but you can't work with math in like this very low level. You have to go into the high level, right? So you can't be replaced, right? And then the job is really great because you really need those people, right, with really high math skills or engineering skills, right? Physical, yeah, it's very, very important. So that is really good, right? But you can't be on like that minimal level. That is just crap, right? Or not that I'm a big fan of non-STEM stuff, but otherwise creative, right? Right, manga and anime, right? Not humanitarians, but like creative stuff, writing and so on, yeah. Stuff that can't be replaced by computers, right? That's what I would recommend anyone seriously to study whatever for development in future, right? Because yeah, if you study creative stuff, whatever creative you like, right, that can't be replaced by computers. So that's much better. Yeah, but otherwise, I'm not afraid of their replacement. I'm saying it's gonna happen. I'm just being, just being scientific here. I think it's called technical determinism, and certainly a lot of jobs are gonna be removed from from development of this. Yeah, but it's kind of like a good point if you see it episode 2, right? Because when you talk about this stuff, this stuff and this stuff, and we have these different employees, right? All the part of the development. Many of their jobs are probably not going to be appearing, right, in like 30, 40 years from now, because it's like, do you really need this woman to be like the QA, quality assurance? An AI can do it to a computer, can just run a test. Like, I have written automated QA in a game I worked on a few years ago. I wrote like 200-300 automated QA scripts, and yeah, so I don't need a tester, right? I don't need like a QA tester, because I've written all this code, right? That instead of having a QA tester, or like 20 of them, I can press a button and it runs all my scripts, and then if someone has done a bug on one of the units or whatever, right, or they already issued in the game, those scripts are gonna capture them, right? So they need, instead of having like 20, 30 QA people, right, I literally have one coder, myself in this case, but one person doing the code, and that's replacing like a whole QA staff, right? You still need manual testing and so on, but you can easily, like when I was younger, we used to hire these like people in China or whatever, right, or other countries, Ukraine and so on, and in India, and they would have them to do this like manual testing, right? So we have like 20 testers, and they will use like test, they hit every wall, when this stuff, right, try to find bugs and so on, right? But you still do that, but you can also hire one coder, one like AI coder, whatever, right, like a basic QA scripter, QA engineering, and tell him to write a code line, like write an AI behavior, right? That the AI computer goes in, plays the game, and then takes the character with the sword, whatever, and hits this wall, right? And then next one. And you can run that, and you can, on the night when no one is there, right? You can have the computers on your, running these scripts, right? So the computer can basically play the game, right, that you're working on, the whole night, right? 10 plus hours, right? And you can do this, like hit every wall with every character and so on, right? So yeah, have someone write that code instead. And they don't need to have like 30 people doing that, right? That's kind of very basic. The only thing you actually need when it comes to manual testing is the very, very complicated stuff that's hard to code, right? Which is like, okay, you're gonna get 3 weapons, and you're gonna do this thing, and the door can jump like that, and this thing, and land like that, and shoot this thing, and jump in the water and do this thing. This like very, very edge case, weird behavior stuff that can be coded, but that is so much more time, right, to do, because that is like, I can sit down and write that code, right? But it's like, I have to write it very, very specifically, so you actually test that, right? Or I can have a QA guy to run through that, right? And he can do 10 more of those small alterations. Because the issue is more that, okay, but next time you're gonna jump into the green water, okay, and red water, blue water, yeah, so on, right? So, and it's very complicated beforehand. So you still need like manual testing and so on this development, but you don't need it like, you could easily see most of that step before development, it's almost obsolete now because it's so much easier to use AI code, right? So instead of having 30 people doing it, you can have 1-2 people doing the code, right? It's so obviously much cheaper to do that. So for example, right, that woman in this episode here, that is like, this is or is the testing and rules and so on. She probably wouldn't have a job right in the future, like straight up, because that, like, what is she doing? She's going through the rules, the constraints, right? Yeah, a computer with very simple if statements, use constrained if statements, can look at that regulation, right, and make the decision. So no, but in the future you probably have a person running this stuff, and then they are looking at the data and the probability, and then making a decision based on the probability what the computer is saying, because it's like a Byzantine problem, and you run the computer through that, and then you just make a decision based on the number it's giving you. That's probably what you do. But but anyway, yeah, development, authentic development. See you guys with One Piece later tonight.